behind the frame?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. We're filming, right? Okay.
What are we doing?
Please state your name.
Full name?
Yes.
Wanda, W-A-N-D-A, Burnadean, spelled B-U-R-N-A-D-E-A-N. My maiden name was W-I-N-N, Winn. You okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
You be sure it's all correct.
Yep. What is your earliest memory?
Well, the picture in my head that flashed us when you said that is of me walking as a child, 6 years old or so, in front of these 4 or 5 or 6 men that were sitting down having coffee. And I would go along to each one and they would give me a spoonful of coffee and I would take it. I still remember that very clearly. I'm sure there are others, but right now that's the one I thought of.
So you've been drinking coffee ever since?
Well, maybe if I could beg it from somebody, but I didn't, I was too young to drink full cups of coffee.
When did you start drinking coffee?
Well, probably 8 or 10 years old.
8 or 10? That's pretty young. I mean, that's pretty young.
Yeah. Is it pretty? We have to remember I was the youngest one of all my brothers and sisters, so I got treated a little special quite often.
Who were your brothers and sisters?
My oldest sister was Elaine, Doris Elaine Winn, and the next one was another sister, named Maud Evelyn, M-A-U-D-E, capital E-V-E-L-Y-N. She was Maud Evelyn Winn. And then my brother was Jack McKee Winn, and then me, Wanda Burnadean Winn. I used to get teased about my name because a dean is a professor. So Burnadean, if I told some kid that had been in high school and knew what he was talking about, oh, you burned a dean. I still remember teasing me like that because of my name. But overall, I've had a especially good life. I don't have any regrets.
Where were you born?
In Hicksball, Hicksbaughh, Texas. Just a little small town in Texas. When Texas was, that part of Texas was, people from other countries didn't come there right away. It happened after Columbus discovered America, and people started coming from Europe and other countries in Europe and doing whatever work they could find and raising their families there, increasing their families. And Mom and Dad were, their grandmother was born in France. So when people from Europe started coming to the United States, her family came, and easiest place for anyone doing like that to settle was from Florida to Texas, because they had water off the Gulf Coast. And that was where I was born. Anything else wonderful you want to know about me?
What about your dad?
What?
Tell us about your dad.
My dad, let's see. William Luther Winn. I was the only one at first in my family that was born in Texas. My dad and mother were born in France, in Europe, in France. Huh? Have I not said that before? Oh. What did I say?
Your grandmother was
My
born
grandmother,
in
yes. And Columbus discovered America, right, in 1492.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason that people started coming to the United States, to the southern part of the United States, from other countries, like Europe especially. And because they had boats that they could come across the ocean there, and the Atlantic Ocean, and come to Europe. Not Europe, I mean Texas. Because all the states along the Gulf in the United States would come to it. And they did. Because it was a matter of having new lives, creating things that they wanted to do. So the main thing they did was farming, of course, because everybody needs to eat. So they would put claim on acreage in the southern part of the United States along the Gulf Coast, because they had water from the Gulf Coast, and then they had the land was right along the coast. So that's where people tended to move to, because they could, tend to themselves there, raise cotton, vegetables, or whatever they needed to eat, had chickens, and had a generally good life, but everything they had to work physically for it.
Ha! What happened?
I wasn't expecting that.
Oh.
Talk about somebody slapped, that was it. Daddy was not mad at me, apparently.
What's Tommy doing?
Off the screen.
Yeah.
This is good.
This is great.
It's kind of spicy.
A lot of cilantro.
Mm. I think this is that other CU something cool for.
I thought they were the same. What do you think, Wanda? Do you like this? Do you like the food?
Mm. Yeah.
Is that our jazz?
Wazzy. Wazzy's barking at somebody. Better. You know, when you're in the movies, you gotta watch all these things. So you have to tell me too if I got something on my face. Something that shouldn't be there, I mean.
Ha. I don't want to have that problem.
Hey, Mom, didn't Grandpa work in the woods in Louisiana?
Yeah, he, of course, growing up he was conscious and aware and knew what trees were ready to cut down and which ones were not, and which ones, what they were called and what they were good for, if they were hardwood, softwood, or whatever. So when oil was discovered in the South like that, along the Gulf Coast, naturally there were men especially, of course, but they brought their families, that came to work in the oil fields and take advantage of the oil and the gas that was being developed. So that's what went on. They came from all the other countries. They'd come and try to find a place to live, and Mom and Dad could help with that. And I know we had people come and live either close to us or even in a house that we might have that were from other countries, from France, for instance. And, haven't I gone through all this before?
Oh, I haven't heard that particular thing.
Do you have any, then growing up, did you go do a lot of fishing with Dad and stuff?
Oh, yeah. When I got old enough to do that, 'cause I was the youngest of the six. So, wasn't too long to, I have a vivid picture of this. When the family had moved to Texas, where I was born. Everybody else was born in other countries. I was born in Texas, so oil had been discovered, and that's where men from other countries had to come and get work. They wanted to come and get work in the oil fields. Whatever they had to do, they'd do it. So that meant they would move their families from Europe or South America or wherever they were from. And that's what the kind of people that populated in Texas, South Texas, where the oil fields were.
So did you grow up hearing people talking in different languages?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because they were from France or Germany.
Well, Mom, how do you like your life here?
I like it. Such a beautiful place to live, and y'all are so good to me. I don't have to worry about anything. I have a lot to like and a lot to live for.